Well, first I want to say that I love you, Joy.
I love
and
you.
that I am bereft that the Reidout is ending. I just can't even, I sort of can't get beyond that. So I want to say that, but that is also part of what I think I have to say to the country about this moment, which is find people who you respect and trust and love and make common cause with them and help yourself by learning from them and help them by standing up for them.
When you're hearing Rachel say that, know that no one fights for us harder in this company than Rachel Maddow. And when I tell you she is our fearless leader, we mean it.
I have to give Rachel Maddow her credit because not only did she give Joy Reid her flowers, but she also exposed MSNBC live on air. Let's go ahead and talk about it, y'all. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And yes, I'm your boy AT2. Now, I wanted to go ahead and review this video that Rachel Maddow did. Now, the MSNBC on their YouTube, they didn't upload this part, but they uploaded the rest of her show. So I watched a small portion of this, and I was like, nah, I need to do a live reaction. And she was speaking some truth. She really was. I was very surprised that Rachel Maddow did speak out against MSNBC, especially since they're paying her $25 million a year. I was very surprised to hear she actually speaking out. But, you know, these are the people in the higher position that need to speak out for their friends. And I could tell that during Joy Reid's show, she was very upset that the show was being canceled. I mean, a lot of people said, oh, it's because of the ratings. It has nothing to do with race or this or that. It's the ratings. But what I want to point out is that I was able to find a website and actually check out Joy Reid's rating. They were on par with everybody else's. So I don't think that was the real reason why. It had nothing to do with the ratings. Remember, MSNBC, CNN, they all seen a decrease in ratings after the election. Now, since February, they have picked back up because of all the craziness going on. So with that, we'll talk about that later. But let's get into what Rachel Maddow said. All right, here we go.
Except for Mondays. So that's a big change. An even bigger programming change is at 7 p.m. Eastern, where Joy Reid's show, The Reidout, ended tonight. And Joy is not taking a different job in the network. She is leaving the network altogether. And that is very, very, very hard to take. I am 51 years old. I have been gainfully employed since I was 12. And I have had so many different kinds of jobs, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. But in all of the jobs I have had, in all of the years I have been alive, there is no colleague for whom I have had more affection and more respect than Joy Reid. I love.
So I want to point out something. So she was talking about Alex Wagner, how Alex Wagner will be a correspondent still, but Alex Wagner show is not coming back after Rachel does her 100 days of Trump. Yeah, Alex Wagner show is not coming back, but she still works for the company. That's why she pointed out, well, with Reid, she's not coming back. She's not taking a different position with the company. Like, she's gone. So it's a lot different. So let's continue.
Everything about her. I have learned so much from her. I have so much more to learn from her. I do not want to lose her as a colleague here at MSNBC. And personally, I think it is a bad mistake to let her walk out the door. It is not my call, and I understand that, but that's what I think. I will tell you, it is also unnerving to see that on a network where we've got two non-white hosts in primetime, both of our non-white hosts in primetime are losing their shows, as is Katie Fang on the weekend. And that feels worse than bad, no matter who replaces them. That feels indefensible, and I do not defend it.
And what's funny is that a lot of people are pointing out, well, how can it be about race? Because they're replacing Joy Reid with Michael Steele, Alicia Menendez, and Simone Sanders, right? So they're all like, how can it be a racial thing? Well, let's be honest about something. They're paying them less. Joy was making $3 million a year. They probably making no more than $250K a year. I wasn't able to find their salaries, but I can safely assume they weren't getting paid the same as Joy, and definitely not as much as Rachel. So it's cheaper. Let's be honest about that.
But there's just one other piece of it that you should know. From your side of the TV screen, you will mostly see changes in terms of who's in the anchor chair. And actually, everybody who's going to be in anchor chairs from here on out are great colleagues and great at what they do. And you are not going to be disappointed in who's on our air and what you're going to be seeing. But one thing you cannot necessarily see is that the people who get our shows on the air, they're really being put through the ringer. Dozens of producers and staffers, including some who are among the most experienced and most talented and most specialist producers in the building, are facing being laid off. They're being invited to reapply for new jobs. That has never happened at this scale in this way before when it comes to.
So she's really giving the tea right here, because what she's letting you know is that people are being let go and told to reapply. Usually, if there's some change in the network, they just move people around. No, they're basically letting you go and, hey, you can reapply for this job or come back, in the future sometime. They're not just moving them around. Like, these people are getting fired. That's why one of the reasons why Joy Reid, I know a lot of people, especially the right wingers, were making fun of her when she was crying, but she was really crying because of her staff. Her staff is getting let go. They're not going to have jobs. Well, they don't have jobs no more. The show is over with from last night. So yeah.
To programming changes, presumably because it's not the right way to treat people and it's inefficient and it's unnecessary. And it kind of drops the bottom out of whether or not people feel like this is a good place to work. And so we don't generally do things that way. Yeah. Maybe all of our folks, including most of the people who are getting this very show on the air right now, maybe they will all get new jobs here. And I hope they do. But in the meantime, being put in this kind of limbo, the anxiety and the discombobulation is off the charts.
Oh, wait. So some of her people are getting let go too. Hold on. Let me rewind that back a little bit.
Maybe all of our folks, including most of the people who are getting this very show on the air right now, maybe they will all get new jobs here. And I hope they do. But in the meantime, being put in this kind of limbo, the anxiety and the discombobulation is off the charts at a time when.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I took it as. Like, the people currently working on her show right now, everybody's on the chopping block. Everybody is on the chopping block. Just like she said, you'll see these hosts, but there's a lot going on.
And this job already is extra stressful and difficult. It is not news for me to tell you that the press and freedom of the press are under attack in a way that is really, it's a big deal for our country. It's very visceral for us here. I know that the business of the press is not an easy thing, and I know that no job is forever. But I think I'm safe in saying for all of us anchors who through the TV, please know that what pains us the most is not what happens to us. It is what happens to our coworkers on whom we depend and who you don't necessarily know, but we respect and love them and depend on them. And did I mention we respect them?
Notice she drove that home, and remember, we respect them. Yeah, they're not playing any games. MSNBC, they got their own doge going on where they cutting people left and right. There's been a thing where they have been trying to sell it. So a lot of that has gone on. Now, the original president, her name was Rashida Jones. She actually left the company unexpectedly. And then that's when the Rebecca lady came into play. And this is the one who's been making all the cuts and the changes and everything like that. So something is going on there at MSNBC, and Rachel is confirming, yeah, shit's getting real here, and it's not good. It is not good here.
This is a difficult time in the news business, but it does not need to be this difficult. We welcome new voices to this place and some familiar voices to new hours. It's going to be great, honestly, and we want to grow and succeed and reach more people than ever and be resilient and stay here forever. I also believe, and I bet you believe, that the way to get there is by treating people well. Finding good people, good colleagues, doing good work with them, and then having their back. That we could do a lot better on, a lot better. I'll be right back.
Whew, and having their back. And that's what she was talking about earlier, you know, in the preview that I showed you guys, where she was talking to Joy Reid about having people's back and getting involved. And it says a lot because we've all worked those jobs where we might have been the vocal one. Usually, if you work in a place where you might be one of the only 2, 3, 4 Black people there, the Black people are usually the outspoken ones, but we have to be calculated in how we approach things, because if we speak out, it's seen as, oh my God, like you're throwing a tantrum and you're uncontrollable and you know you're angry, right? So with that being said, sometimes you have to pick and choose your battle. With Rachel, it's nice knowing that she comes from privilege and she's actually speaking out for her friend, and not just for Joy, for everyone. Like saying, hey, we got to have some kind of respect for everybody here at this job. We just can't be firing and laying people off and telling them, oh, well, you can come back and reapply for a job. And, you know, this is not the way to treat people. Because as you guys know, with Joy Reid, they had an emergency meeting on Sunday. Mind you, the report already came out that the show was getting canceled and everybody was getting fired. But they did not know. We knew before they knew. And so that's when they had that 30-minute meeting, and it got very tense. And I can see why, because they felt disrespected. Can you imagine you getting fired and not even knowing you got fired? Man, that's crazy. MSNBC, y'all need to get it together. You know, there's already the movement, turn the TV off. Turn the TV off. And I'm not going to tell y'all not to watch MSNBC anymore, but they need to get it together, because this is not how you treat people. Joy Reid is just one of the people that have been affected, but again, they're moving a lot of people around, but she seems like the only one that has not found a home. Like, everyone else is moving to different shows, or they're moving up a couple more hours. You know, Jen Psaki, who did speak out for Joy, she's moving to the primetime spot. So again, it's like a lot of moves being made, but Joy is one of the only ones that have been let go. She's not moving nowhere. She's out the company. So again, please let me know what you guys think in the chat. I might do a live show on this, because I would love to get you guys' perspective on what's been going on, because yeah, MSNBC, there's a lot of craziness and a lot of behind the scenes. And I'm glad Rachel Maddow spoke out, because she could have just kept her mouth shut and got her check. So I'm happy that she spoke out. It was the right thing to do. But let me know what you guys think about Joy, Rachel Maddow speaking out, whatever is going on in the world. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe to the channel. I love doing more of these serious political conversations. Hopefully you like them too. All right, y'all. Deuces. We out.